You guys have been asking for some skills drills or something to practice and kind of get better on your one wheel. And I'm going to show you one of my favorites. It's for turning at low speeds when you need to turn a lot. This is a big, flat go-kart racing tire, not made for one wheel. It's made to be really sticky on pavement and asphalt. These go on shifter carts, which are some of the fastest vehicles you're ever going to see. They'll go from 0 to 100 miles per hour and back to zero in 6 seconds. That's super, super fast, faster than the fastest car you can probably think of. So that's what this tire is made to handle. Super grippy, but that makes it difficult to turn. The way you can get around this, and it's a little bit of a difficult skill to master, is to roll over onto the sharp edge. And I'm talking about the Vega tire. Obviously, you Hoosier folks will have an easier time of it. But it's very sharp, and you'll notice as you start to turn that edge, it feels really sharp when you start to turn. But what you need to do is get used to it. Get in the practice of turning on that edge when you need to. Obviously, not at high speeds, but at low speeds. And a lot of people have difficulty doing 180 turns on grippy surfaces, and they are really hard. So, learn them on grass, and then once you've got those down and you've started to get your edge riding skills down, then you combine the two. Like for a backside turn, you would lean onto your heel side sharp edge of the tire and turn. And so that's if you're rolling backwards. And so then you'll get most of the way around and then just pivot the rest. So I'm going to try to show you guys. I'm going to see if this will rotate properly. Hopefully. This is a piece of concrete that's in a plus sign, a plus shape. I don't know if you can see this. You could always draw one on with sidewalk chalk or just kind of visualize it. But I like this because there are actually cracks in the sidewalk. And so a really good skills practice is to roll every which direction, stop your tire on the crack, and then roll to the next direction. Rolling forward isn't that much of a challenge. Roll forward, stop on the line. But then you start going backwards, roll onto that tire edge, stop on the line in the center. So you're challenging yourself to get more and more accurate. Go forward, backside, go backward, go forward, front side, backward. And the faster you go, the more you're going to need to roll back on that edge, or the tighter the turn, the more you're going to need to roll onto that tire edge. And so just start practicing. Just roll this over and over, rolling onto that tire edge. Can you hear my motor grunting? Can you see how much lean that I'm leaning forward and backward? And you start to get this really smooth motion. And that motor grunting is a good signal that you're reaching the capacity of the motor. You're probably not going to hear this at 22 miles an hour about to get a nosedive. But when you're rolling around, or if you're rolling up a hill, you hear that little bit of grinding. You've got to go a little slower, a little easier. Back off just a little bit. You're right about to bog down and have the board shut off on you. Well, not really shut off, like they've explained. It's really just that you run out of power to balance you, so you end up falling forward. So get used to feeling that grunt. You'll feel it in your feet. You'll hear it with your ears. And so don't push past that. Now, this is a concept a little bit unrelated to this skills drill. I'm just going to keep doing it while I'm talking. But think of that grinding noise and pushing past the limits into nosedive and all that. A lot of times the difference between making it and a nosedive is not how fast you go, It's how quickly you push into it. So think of it this way. You get in your car, you get on the highway, you roll up to 80 miles an hour, no problem, you're cruising along. Now, if you stand still and stomp it in first gear, the tires are going to spin. And if you keep your foot on the gas, you're never going to hit 80 miles an hour. Now, the difference is how quickly you apply the accelerator. If you apply the accelerator too fast, you're going to spin the wheels. And so this is the same concept. If, if you just get there a little bit more slowly, the motor can deal with it a lot better than if you nail it. And so our equivalent of nailing it is pushing down too quickly on the nose or having too much acceleration or speed while climbing a hill. That's how we overdo the motor and you have scratchy, gory picks. So this is a good skills drill. You'll see me do it over and over again. If I wasn't talking and filming while I do this, I'd be pushing it harder, pushing it faster, leaning way back on these tire edges and mixing up every direction so you make sure you're going every direction. The more awkward, the better. And after you do this for a while, you're going to start to notice that when you're rolling around, just having fun, cruising trails, whatever, you're going to spend a lot of time getting off your board. You're going to find that you can balance in awkward situations. You're going to find that you can just stop comfortably. You know, you're sitting here where normally you might fall off because you lean onto that edge. No biggie. Roll onto the edge. That's another simple skills drill. Just lean back onto the edge. See how long you can hold it. See just how sharply you can turn. Now, I like to push it until you actually grind into the concrete or whatever surface you're on. And now have a little confidence and trust the board again. This board will handle a lot. As long as you lean back into it, the board will balance you out, even if you scrape the concrete. Scrape it. It doesn't care. Board don't care. Board just wants to ride. So hope this is helpful. Get some four squares, plus signs, whatever you want to call it, down. And let me know how it works out for you.